Welcome back to This Week in History, where we're looking at how a magic carpet ride was at the center of the creation of the State of Israel. Not a literal magic carpet ride. To get there, we answer the question, how was Israel created? Very, very, very briefly. Up to the 20th century, the Middle East had been portions of different empires like the Ottomans, the Persians, and any sort of warring group of crusaders coming in from Europe. You had Christians, Hebrews, and Muslims living side by side, at times harmoniously, and at times not so harmoniously. Like any migrant group, over the course of the next few centuries, Jews spread out across Europe. The problem is, many of those moves were met with strong waves of anti-Semitism across Europe, from Spain all the way to East Europe. Now, at different times, European nations tortured and massacred Jews, and this was all before the Holocaust. Many Jewish faith leaders wanted to create a safe haven for their people, an Israeli nation-state. But it wasn't until the organized mass killing of 6 million Jews in World War II that the UN finally recognized the nation-state of Israel right in the heart of Palestine. This was not well received by Muslim-majority nations in the Middle East. As you can imagine, they saw the creation of the nation-state as their land being taken from them and given to someone else. And their reaction was often visceral and violent. Now, this was especially true in Yemen, where Yemenite Jews faced a wave of oppression and violence. So as they tried to leave to go to Israel, the Egyptian government blocked their route by land and their route by sea to get to Israel. That's awfully biblical. So the only way home was by air. An American Jewish coalition organized the airlift, which was known as On the Wings of Eagles. But the nickname given to it was Operation Magic Carpet. Of all the airlines, it was Alaska Airlines who spearheaded the mission. They modified their passenger carriers to hold more people, and their pilots flew 16 to 20-hour daily missions, often behind enemy or aggressor lines, just to get the Yemenite Jews back to Israel. In total, they brought 50,000 Yemenite Jews to Israel, and this week in 1950, Operation Magic Carpet came to an end after nearly 2 years of secret missions. I wish I could report this was the beginning of a new age of peace in the Middle East, but you know that's not true, and you see the issues going on daily. But as we look to the future and what's going to be done in the Middle East, it's sometimes important to take a look at things and say, where have we been, to get a better understanding of where we could be going. Hey, I hope you learned something this week on This Week in History. And if you did, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you didn't learn anything, you should probably like and subscribe so you can learn something next week on This Week in History.